Men who suddenly lost your interest in someone, but for a weird reason. What was it? She accused me of cheating on her in a past life. The way she treated her children, her boy was permitted everything and her daughter had to follow very strict rules. They smelled wrong. My mate ghosted a girl simply because he didn't like her cadence when she spoke. She kept buying me stuff. It was nice at first, but she kept doing it weekly and demanded I give gifts in return. I asked her to stop and she said nope, this is what I do. Felt like she didn't even care about what I wanted. She spat in her hands and rubbed them together because she needed to wash them. I cannot describe the colossal speed at which that switch turned off. This was me, but heard from a family member about their coworker. Apparently this guy was happily married with kids for years, then had a stroke. Sadly, he instantly hated his wife and his kids, and got a divorce. Complete personality change at work too. That, as a husband and father, scares me if it happens to us. This whole thing is like a Seinfeld episode generator. It was a really horrible relationship, even this aside, but my wow I think I actually hate this person moment was when we were at Badlands National Park. We were just walking out of the gift shop with some other woman when she just let go of the door and it like slammed into that woman's face. I said to her, OMG, I'm so sorry. Then when we got to the car, I said to my GF in like a joking tone, I can't believe you didn't hold the door for her, haha, and because she was a very very miserable person all the time, this makes her mad, and she goes, well, you're the man, you're supposed to hold the door. I don't need to hold the door for anybody, and yeah, that one statement alone was very eye-opening for me. Seriously, the easiest least heartbreaking breakup I've ever gone through. Her ditzy and naive behavior was really cute at first, but eventually I found out she really was that dumb and dating her would be exhausting. She didn't hold the door open to people just meeting her at the door, would let it slam on people behind her, didn't do the little thank you wave to other cars that let her out, didn't say please and thank you to serving staff. She wasn't overtly rude, she just had a bit of a me vibe. She told me she was pregnant and it was mine, 2 days after sleeping with me for the first and only time. Then proceeded to tell me she had a boyfriend. I should have twigged earlier really. She flew from Norway to sleep with me and flew back the next day. Moving way too fast. 1, maybe 3rd date. Hey, I'm moving to LA, and you should come with me. Another maybe 2nd or 3rd date. I'm not on birth control, and have the mindset of if it happens it happens. Another 3-4th date, we should get a dog together. I told each of them I think we want different things. My cat didn't like her. Brought her home to introduce her to my parents. She meets my childhood cat and it goes psychotic. Just for her reaching down to pat him, he panicked, attached himself to her arm and wouldn't let go, just clawing at her like he found a demon to fight or something. When he eventually detached himself, they were both running around the room screaming as she tried to wave him off her arm. I checked her over and he did some damage. He's never reacted like that to anyone before or since. We broke it off shortly later. I found out a few years ago she was in the court system. Why? She tried to kill her own kid. I didn't dodge a bullet because of my cat, I dodged an artillery shell. She had a set of golf clubs in a golf bag standing in the middle of her bedroom, right in the way of everything. After a few weeks of visits, I finally suggested that maybe she should put the clubs in her garage. Well, she didn't like my suggestion and basically came unglued at the idea that I would tell her how to live her life. So, I agreed, no one should tell you how to live your life. Bye. That was the end. She asked really precise things about our future. Worst part was, she would talk me through building our future house. Which color it should be, how she wants the kitchen to look like. No ma'am. This is our second date. Relax. I went to the grocery store with her, and it turns out she was one of those people with no awareness that is in everyone's way. She came over to my house and offered to cook. I bought the groceries happily. Then she proceeded to cut up the chicken in my nice non-stick pan with my shun knife. She made a comment how the pepper looked so tasty. I told her that's not pepper, that's Teflon. Never even talked to her after that. I saw her kick her dog. Really hard. The dog didn't want to come back to her after. I didn't have to. She chewed with her mouth open. She rummaged through my stuff acting like she had the right. I'm not sure if it was a weird reason, since I can't imagine anyone enjoying this, but her place reeked of old stale animal piss. I had taken her home after a date, but I realized I really needed to hit the restroom, but she lived a solid 10 to 15 minute drive from civilization, so she agreed for me to use her toilet real quick. The moment I stepped through the front door, it was like a solid wall of stale animal piss punching me in the face. Did my best to not gag crossing through the whole house being yipped at by 2 different rat dogs, don't know how to spell it, tiny annoying, trembling fearful bravery, and spotted at least 2 cats, I think, peering at me from behind furniture. Even had to hold my shirt over my nose while I was using the toilet. It was awful. Seriously, clean up after your pets. It's one thing if the accident happened while we were gone, but I've had animals before. Fresh/semi-fresh smells different than stale and old. She smelled like soup. She kept using the word ick, really bugged me. She made fun of an overweight woman at the gym. Pointing at her and saying why does she even bother, look at her, OMG, do you see that? Didn't return the shopping cart and left it in the middle of the parking lot. Dirty acrylic nails. She threw trash out of the car window driving through a beautiful forest area. She told me she doesn't buy electronics in certain months because of the zodiac signs.